Hello friends, let's talk about the 10 common communication mistakes we usually make with our business communication. So here in this discussion we'll discuss about avoiding these communication blunders and misunderstandings, where we can say as the diagram shows that I am right and the other person says me I am right too. Talking about the facts, some very interesting facts, we can understand that it can be embarrassing to make mistakes with communication. For example, if you send an email without checking it and later realize that it contained an error, you can end up looking sloppy and unprofessional. But other communication mistakes can have more serious consequences. They can tarnish your reputation, upset clients, or even lead to lost revenue. In this presentation, we'll look at 10 communication mistakes and we'll discuss what you can do to avoid them. Number 1, not editing your work. Spelling, tone, grammatical mistakes can make you look careless. That's why it's essential to check all of your communications before you send them. Don't rely on spell checkers. They don't pick up words that are used incorrectly. Instead, proofread your work and use a dictionary to look up any word that you're unsure about. You may find it helpful to make a list of words and phrases that you find it hard to get it right, such as your or your, its or its, affect or effect. It can be difficult to see errors in your own work, so consider asking a colleague to look over key documents before you distribute them. Alternatively, read your work aloud. This makes it easier to catch typos and tone errors. Then give yourself time to reflect on your document and to make any final changes if needed. The second common mistake is delivering bad news by email. Would you really announce layoffs to your team by an email? And if you did, you could upset everyone. Written communication channels don't allow you to soften difficult messages with non-verbal cues such as body language. They don't allow you to deal immediately with intense emotions. If you need to deliver bad news, do this in person. Think carefully about how you can do it sensitively so that you can convey your message but minimize long-term upset at the same time. When you deliver a difficult message in person, it's easier to pick up on signs that people have misunderstood the key parts of your message, or that they have taken the information particularly badly. You can then take steps to clarify your message there and then, or help people deal with the difficult news. Third common mistake is avoiding difficult conversations. At some point, you will need to give negative feedback. It's tempting to try to avoid these conversations, but this can cause further problems. For instance, you may find that a small problem you let go soon grows into a big one. Preparation is the key to handling difficult conversation. Learn to give clear, actionable feedback and use tools such as situation, behavior, and impact technique to encourage your people to reflect on their behavior. We will also discuss this technique in our next presentation. You may also want to role play your conversation first, so that you feel confident in both your words and your body language. Fourth mistake is not being assertive. Assertiveness is about stating what you need while considering the wants and needs of others. You may not always get your own way when you are assertive, but you stand a better chance of doing so or reaching a compromise because you have been clear about your needs. Use your bedside training sessions on assertiveness skills to identify your needs and to practice assertive communication. Assertiveness also means saying no when you need to. You should learn to turn down requests gently but assertively while maintaining good relationships. So friends, if you're not clear about the word assertive, let's have this note. Assertiveness is not the same as aggression. When you are aggressive, you push to get your own way without thinking about others, people's rights, wants, and needs. Fifth mistake is reacting, not responding. Have you ever shouted at a colleague in frustration or sent a terse reply to an email without thinking your point through? If so, you are likely to have reacted emotionally instead of responding calmly. This kind of emotional reaction can damage your reputation. You may upset people with your strong emotions and give the impression that you lack self-control and emotional intelligence. Make your emotions at work and keep your reactions under control. The sixth mistake is not preparing thoroughly. Poorly prepared presentations, reports, or emails frustrate your audience and can, over time, damage your reputation. This is why it's essential to prepare and plan your communications carefully. First, set aside time to plan your communication. Consider using tools like Rhetorical Triangle and Monroe's Motivating Sequence to create a credible, intelligent, and compelling message that appeals to your audience emotions as well as to the intellects. Leave time to proofread, to find images, and to check that documents are compatible with your audience software. If you're delivering a speech or a presentation, rehearse thoroughly so that you are fluent and inspiring. Mistake number 7, using a one-size-fits-all approach to communication. If you use a one-size-fits-all approach to communication, you may overlook people's different personalities, needs, and expectations. In fact, your communications need to address those differences as much as possible. If you are preparing a presentation, make sure that you appreciate that people have different learning styles, that you cater for this. This means that everyone from those who learn best by reading to those who prefer a more hands-on approach can benefit from your session. Mistake 8. Not keeping an open mind when meeting new people. Today's workplace is a melting pot of ethnicities, religions, ages, sexual orientations, abilities, and viewpoints. These differences create a rich tapestry of experiences and opinions that can greatly enhance our lives. However, it can be tempting to stereotype new colleagues or clients or to make assumptions about them based on a just few pieces of information. Assumptions inhibit open communication because you don't consider the other person's own unique background, personality, and experience. Then learn how to manage cultural differences so that you take each person's needs and expectations into consideration. If you often work with people from overseas, explore the idea of cultural intelligence so that you can start to adapt your behavior when you come across people from different cultures. The ninth mistake, assuming that your message has been understood. Always take time to check that people have understood your message. For example, when you send out an email, you could encourage people to respond with questions or to a reply if they haven't understood part of your message. Or if you're giving a presentation, build in time for people to discuss your main points or leave time for questions at the end. The 10th mistake, accidentally violating others' privacy. Have you ever forwarded a sensitive email to the wrong person or sent an incorrect attachment? These kinds of errors can cause serious commercial problems, violate people's privacy, and lead to embarrassment and confusion. To avoid these problems, write sensitive messages before you select the recipient and then double check their email address. If your email program automatically fills in email addresses, you could switch this feature off so that you can consciously choose the right recipient. You may find it helpful to draft these emails in a word processing document or blank email and then to paste the text into a new message. This way, you won't accidentally include any information from previous messages. And if you are sending a sensitive or confidential attachment, check that no tracked changes or comments can be found. And make sure that you are sending the right version. We can compile the presentation with few key points. Number 1, everyone makes communication mistake from time to time. However, you'll protect your reputation if you avoid the most common errors. These include not editing your work, accidentally violating people's privacy when forwarding emails, and not being assertive. The key to good communication is to think about your audience's needs. Prepare each mail, document, and presentation carefully and give yourself time to check it. Above all, remember that communication is a two-way process. Be ready for questions and listen to what your audience has to say. Over time, you'll find that avoiding these communication mistakes will greatly enhance the quality of your messages, your reputation, your working relationships, and your job satisfaction. This was all for this presentation, friends. Please visit me at www.eduplane.com or write to me at eduplane@gmail.com for any further details. Thank you.